Well, hello, Charlotte. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it very much. I'm just sitting here having a cold iced cold iced coffee. It's very hot here in Oregon. As a matter of fact, let me know how warm it is wherever you're at. I'm gonna check out and see where we're at right now. Weather, Eugene. Well, it's not quite as hot as I had thought it was right at the moment. It is. Right now, it is 87 degrees. Well, let me tell you, it feels a whole heck of a lot hotter than 87 degrees. We are on an upswing. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what's going to be happening here over the next 10 days. And again, if you don't have a nice cool beverage and you're in a hot place, you have plenty of time. I was dripping sweat about 30 minutes ago, trying to fix a couple things. So 10-day forecast for my hometown. Why is it wanting to do an ad? Well, it's because I'm trying to do something on here. That's hysterical. That's so weird. 10-day forecast. Here we go. And this is one of the things I'm going to be talking about today is natural disasters. And 100 degrees may not be a natural disaster where you're at. Besides Hades, I don't know where you could be that 100 degrees would not be hot. But so tomorrow 98, Tuesday 100, 96, 95, 96. So all of those days that I was whining and moaning and groaning that we had nothing but rainy weather. Well, here we go. I mean, be careful what you ask for. I learned that a long time ago. You might get it. So let me say hello to some people here. I want to shut off a couple pages I got going on that are a hair distracting for me. Just one moment and I will be right with you. And I'll tell you something funny when we get into this that just is just the strangest thing. So I want to say hello to a few people. I would like to say hello again to First in the House, to Charlotte, RV Grandma, thank you. Campgoer 1, thank you to you. Kaylee, I've been trying for 2 days to respond to you via email. It will not send my email out. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's too long. That's a possibility. I think we're just going to have a conversation. Thank you so much because I'm getting ready to go have it whacked off. I hate being too hot. I mean, I don't have the appointment, but I feel like it. Been listening to Elvis Gospel while waiting. Well, thank you. Elvis is one. Elvis Gospel. I think there's many people who do not realize that he had some beautiful gospel songs. 96 in Richland. Okay, isn't Richland kind of central Washington? Crafty Traveler, welcome and thank you for coming. Is it 101 degrees in Willits, California? I just got an update again on the wildfires going on in the massive one going on in California right now that is so destructive. And 106, Kaylee, well, you deserve a blue ribbon for that, living through that. I mean, so last summer, for the first time in my lifetime, and I remember summers being warm, but not till, early July, late June. Richard, do you want to say hi?
Hi, Richard.
Let them know you're alive.
I'm alive. Barely, but I'm alive. Need my haircut.
Yeah, he needs haircut. But we have never, in my memory, had 110 degree, 111, and I think we got to 112 degree heat. Last year, we had 110 degree heat and 111 degree heat for certain on a few days. And that's unheard of here in Willamette Valley. So there's something happening. Why that is up for debate. 91, okay, Willits, Richard. 96 feels like 90 because we have low humidity. Okay, so I'll bet you. So, and we have the world track or the world athletic championships still going on. And I think they end today or tomorrow. I'll tell you what happened. I tried to go to that. I tried to go to that the other day and do a video for you. So our humidity is 37, which isn't bad, actually. I had a suspicion it was higher, but 37 isn't too bad. We're not known for having great humidity. Darn it, a bug. Kaylee says, hello, Richard. Crafty Traveler, chatting it up, everybody. We're forecast 114 by Friday. Gosh. I'm not meant for 114. I'm just not. Really, I'll be honest with you. Hi, Paula. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Glad you are here today. And then Kaylee. All right. 1041. Asking for 70, 30% humidity daytime. So I'm okay even with 80, 85. I am just not excited about the super high heats. Kaylee, I sent you an email earlier to make sure you have the right address. Kaylee, I simply responded to your email and I wrote it late night before last after I got your email, and it will not go out. And I'll figure it out. I think I don't know. I'll cut and paste maybe. South Central near Hanford Nuclear. Okay, South Central. I had a feeling it was in the Central. I just didn't know where Central. All right, Fairy Dust. Well, thank you for coming. Greetings. Finally, I caught up with you, Lucretia and Richard. Yes, you did, and we're glad you're here. Crafty. Okay. Live in Southern Cal and Palm Desert. Is over 100 degrees from May to October. 125 in the 70s. Oh, wow. I don't know. I just don't know how people live with that. I don't really. I would be really sad. Is all I can say. Yes, I'm so happy you're here, Renee. That's been a while. The 3-digit stuff is for the birds. Oh, speaking of birds, so Linda, we had a bird death. Richard went in there, and it wasn't today, it was like early last week. And one of the birds was just laying on the bottom of the cage with its little claw around the cage bottom. Brent was gone, and we went ahead and told him over the phone, oh, you went, okay. So Burnett went to, my daughter and I just got done with RV Rebel Girl meetup. Super fun. That is really fun to hear. I can't wait till we can do some more traveling again. I do have a schedule to go for a few days here in Oregon. It's northwest of us. Okay. Well, why don't we all, Kaylee, could you drop the link for Crafty Traveler and make sure that if you know, actually, I'm gonna put up a banner here. This right here. Where did it go? And what it says is, if you see someone here you don't know, note who they are. And after the stream, actually, don't wait till after the stream. Just, if you can, pop over now or right after the stream and watch a couple videos and give support to Crafty Traveler, please. So check them out. You know, that's what I learned this from Aaron Jemison. And that is exactly what I copied down from him one time. And so it's nothing that I thought up of my own brain. Let's see where we're at here. So we're going to go for a few days. You know what? The reality is gas here is five something a gallon. We just do not have the money to travel right now. Not while it is like it is. Not any distant place. So we can go, like I said, we've got a place about 40 miles from here reserved for there's a couple of weekend and into the week in August. I prefer 75, 81 things moving back to the west side of the mountains. Rain, I don't miss it. So the rain it was depressing. It never really affected me till I went to Quartzsite. It did not. I grew up here. I was born here. You know, I've spent 60 years in this town, except I lived north of here in Salem for about 2 years when I went to college up there. And so yeah, before I leave this, just please give Crafty Traveler some support. Drop the link and go check her out. Her. I'm so sorry. Could you mind sharing your name? Matilda Film TV. Thank you for coming. I very appreciate it. All right. So one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about this, yeah, Linda, it was sad. We've got attached to the birds. Now, I bet you can hear them. Those birds are so loud, it's insane. It's why I had to leave the area that I had my office in. And it was very sad, but we have dealt with it. There's 9 others or something like that. And but we don't know why. Nothing was wrong to our knowledge. Everybody was healthy, and then they weren't. Then it was not. And we'll talk about another thing that possibly we could do, Crafty Traveler. If you want to, my email is, let's see, there's my email. If you want to send me an email and let me just give me yours, I will get back to you. And there's a couple things that I know helped me when I was building my channel up a little. It's taken a lot of effort. It's growing now every day. Actually, it's doing so much better. Where were we at? All right. Thank you, Kaylee. All right. So one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about this particular subject is because there are so many things going on right now. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yes. I was just on my site, as a matter of fact, right before this, and I did see that. So I will watch and forward them out. So I really have been trying not to get completely enmeshed in, all of the different things going on in the world right now. But the fact of the matter is, I'm affected by many of the things happening. I don't know if you are. I won't assume. But as I stated in my on my thumbnail, I actually going to pull that up here real quickly, is that there's health issues. There is wars and rumors of wars. There are, we've got now the monkeypox, which apparently isn't very serious from what I have read. In all honesty, I don't know for sure, but I can tell you that I have read a little bit about it. And we still have COVID-19. As a matter of fact, I just went through, Richard and I just got our fourth dose. This time we did Moderna at a doctor's recommendation to split up our doses. I don't know if that's going to help or not, but I can tell you we were sick. We were sick as dogs. We were in bed the next day. I was in bed. Actually, it was me. I was the one in bed. He was sitting in the living room whining. I was in bed staying away from him, so I didn't affect him. But the fact of the matter is, we both got really, really sick. And also we got our final shot for, what's it called, Richard?
It's not Crohn's disease.
Not Crohn's disease. It's so funny. It's, oh gosh, it's from measles or something like that. I can't think of the word, but there's 2 shots when you're older, and we both got that our second shot of that. So we should not get it. I know, Kaylee, it's really sucks getting older sometimes, and I can tell with my memory. So I'm moving over here to my YouTube channel real fast so I can look at something. Okay, natural disasters. So we all know there's horrible natural disaster going on. Not rubella, honey. It is shingles. Thank you, Linda. Shingles. We got our immunization against shingles, and the pharmacist recommended we don't do them on the same day, although it's not medically, it isn't supposed to cause problems. We said, nope, we're going to go ahead. We'll just get them done, get her done right now. And he kind of chuckled. I should have known then we were making a mistake, because the next day, I'm just saying, maybe other people would not feel physically ill. It wasn't so much physically ill. My body ached. Where I hurt normally was exacerbated. I got the 1 shot in this arm and 1 shot in this arm, and they both felt like I had been hit with a tire iron. Now, I've been hit with a bat in the head right there once, so I know what it potentially could feel like. So I don't know. I do not have that weird little thing on my arm. I think they quit doing them right before I started school or something, because I don't have it. I do not have it. So then we've got the natural disasters going on. We had huge flooding, as y'all know, in Yellowstone. I don't even know if one section is open up yet. Wildfires like crazy in parts of the country. Right now, California. I checked Oregon. Let me look here. I checked Oregon earlier, and we don't have a major wildfire going on, but I do want to share something with you that many of you may not know about. And Kaylee, when I was in the 6th grade, I played softball for many years, 8 years, from 5th grade through 11th grade. And I was my 5th and 6th grade year was prior to requiring headgear, and I was always right up on the batter, so it was my own fault. But she took a full swing, and I moved in quickly. Unfortunately, full swing on the head, and I was like a standing knockout. I really was dazed. I stood up. I did not fall down. And somebody went and, we took a break for a few minutes, and someone went and got me a adult headgear, which, by the way, hung down. And that was worse. But anyways, the next year it was started being required. So anyways, we have all of these things going on. I don't know about, so we have the disasters, the health issues. We have the monkeypox. We have a new outbreak with coronavirus with I think the subvariant 5 is the one that is so severe that the president has. I think that's what they said. It was the sub 5. And then we have someone with polio. We haven't had a polio outbreak at all in 10 or 12 years in this country. I don't know about Canada or anywhere else, but in the United States, we have not had an outbreak of that. In Oregon alone, right now, we have, I believe, 11 people who have the monkeypox. I do not know what county they're in. Actually, I do. And I do know we have 3 or 4 here in Lane County. So that is one of the issues. So I still have my smallpox scar. My family traveled with Grumman Aerospace. We lived in Spain. Talk about vaccines. Wow. I bet. And then crime. So I just read an article. A man, his wife, and his 2 children were camping. And I pulled it up here, and I'm going to, okay, I found it. I'm going to just read this real quickly, just a little bit of it. I really haven't felt quite so sad about something that wasn't related to me in a long time. This story right here, fairly certain you guys can see it. You can see it. All right. And it says, parent 6-year-old girl fatally shot in tent at Iowa Park. So that family, her and him, shot dead. And this is the only one who survived. 9-year-old boy was camping at Iowa State Park with his parents, and 6-year-old sister survived the shooting. Iowa Department of Public Safety identified the victims as Tyler Schmidt, 42. Down here, it says, we don't know what led up to this, what precipitated it. There's nothing. And across the country, yes, we have had, crime is not new. I'm quite well aware of that. Crime is not a new animal. However, I am seeing what feels like, I could be wrong, and tell me if you're seeing this too, an uptick of just what feels like heinous crime. There have been multiple older, women and one man in their 80s who have been beaten up in broad daylight. I don't understand it. Okay, so you guys are safe from it. I don't have that. I didn't get it, I could tell you. I just don't have it on my arms. Yes, I understand that. However, so my little sister and I were talking. I'm not so afraid of these kind of things as my little sister. She's not on here today. See, there's a family gathering right now. One of my nieces is turning, I think, 27, and they are at our older sister's house, celebrating her birthday. So it concerns me, the crime. And I will tell you so I'll tell you what I'm working on here in a few minutes. Trying to protect myself. Political division. So in the United States of America, we, to my knowledge, have never lived through a time where the vitriol and the hate, the opposition, it's like I'm pretty strong-willed and I believe what I believe. And I'm a very centrist person. I have so my degree is in human services. So that might give you a clue as to my personality. I'm about helping other people. I always have been, I always will be. And then additionally, I was working on my graduate degree in public policy. And then I learned that there's a price tag to go along with every program that I wanted to have available to everybody. And that price tag has to be paid for somehow. So I am quite socially more liberal, and I'm more fiscally conservative, but I'm in the middle. There's nothing, I only have one issue, and which is not pertinent to today. I only have one issue that I'm pretty solid on. And even there, I have flexibility. So the idea that we no longer can have a conversation, even within families, even with Victoria May, welcome and thank you so much for coming. I'm very happy you're here. Even within families. So I'm not on Patreon. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. I need to remove that from my thingy. All right. Where did my email go? There it is. I apologize for that mistake. I am not on Patreon. I took myself off Patreon. So evil never goes away. 100%, Bernays. It does not go away. And massive social crisis is trigger for violent behavior. Yes, ma'am. So I listened to someone who is a prepper. I listened to him with not with a grain of salt, because so far everything oh, good. I'm glad somebody else, people are talking about it. People who are camping need to be aware. And I think most people go out, we're going to go have fun. We're going to have a good time. We're camping. We're out in the wilderness, most likely. And not at a Walmart or they're camping in the wilderness or at a park at the very least. You go out to have a fun time with your family and you lose your mom and dad and little sister. That's insanity. That to me is insanity. I only got it because I flew from Oregon to Maine to live with my sister for a year. Maine required the smallpox vaccine. Okay, so I actually got all of my vaccines because my little sister. I really felt pretty comfortable that I wouldn't die if I got sick. I wasn't against it. I know that the illness is real. I follow it very closely, but I just felt like I didn't think I was going to die from it. My doctor said, you might not. You probably wouldn't, Lucretia. But she also said, I can tell you I have very healthy friends who have no underlying conditions like I have. And they were deathly ill. And so I went ahead, I did what I felt was the right thing for me and for my little sister. I sucked as an older sister when we were young for a chunk of it. And so I'm kind of repaying her by making sure I don't make her sick. Because trust me, I've been told many times, if I make her sick, she's never speaking to me again. And so going back to the illness issue, her husband needs a shoulder replacement. He has had one done last year, which by the way was a horrible recovery. And he needs his other one done. He was scheduled to have it done, but there has been an uptick in beds needed for sick people. And by the way, there's other things besides coronavirus. There's other illnesses, injuries, and they could not allow, they needed the bed. They have to leave a certain amount of beds open for things that just come up. So, that's disheartening. I had that happen to me 2 years ago, or last year before my surgery. It was put off for 30 days because of the same issue. Probably the last time the country was so divided was a civil war. I agree, Charlotte. I believe that, and I wasn't here, but I believe that, and that's BS. Okay, where did things go so wrong that we can't? So my little sister and I are now, we're very opposite politically, yet she knows me very well and I know her, and it's like today. I can say this because this is publicly out there, but a particular politician, Matthew Gaetz, however you say it, made the comments basically saying, and this is going to touch on the abortion subject, but I don't care, that fat women and ugly women basically don't need to even think about it or have concern about whether there's any legalities, even, for someone who might be dying and need to have one done because maybe she got hit by a car and will die without it. So anyways, I was telling her, don't be so upset over it. He's an idiot. And his constituency will hopefully see that on his next time they vote. Because that's how this country works, is we vote. And that is how we deal with people we don't like or that really don't represent us. And she couldn't understand why I wasn't just pissed off. And I said, what's the point? I said, I don't even need to watch the video, which I did, but I said, I don't even need to watch it. I trust you. I know you. You're not going to lie to me about this. And, nor did she lie to me. And I forwarded that onto my Facebook because that isn't right. And who in their right mind is that's the best argument he has against a woman's ability to not die because she needs an abortion, literally. He is a fool. 80-year-old lady came out of Walmart and putting her things in her car trunk, was stabbed 8 times, still dead. Yes, ma'am. So it's that kind of thing. That was not, things like that occasionally happen, but that's happening across the country. And this man that I follow is very much in tune with that stuff, and he shares it every day. And sometimes I can't watch him because it's so in depth about it. There's so many things, but he is making sure that those that want to be informed be informed. It's horrifying, very horrifying. There's no reason at all. You can't. However, so on the flip of that, there's people who come to the aid of others as well. Yes, I will put my email up again. There it is. And so it's important for us, I think, to realize that it doesn't have to be like that. That's a choice, by the way. I have someone in my family who was very upset with me early on in the whole illness thing, and basically said if I chose not to get a vaccination, they wanted nothing to do with me. So that's how serious it is. And this is close, so it's shocking how the fear that people have. I really work at not getting fear gripped. What I get is, how can I fix it gripped? Okay, that's where I go, is what can I do for this? And that's part of the conversation I'd like to have today, and see if anybody else, I'm just checking here. make sure. Well, hello, John Chalker. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Very, very happy you're here. I don't think I have seen you in chat, but I do know who you are. I see you in other chats. My grandma was crippled on her left side from polio. She was never vaccinated. Yeah, I mean, so we do know that. I don't know. Hopefully he's got family is all, anybody can say is pray for him. Pray for him. I prayed for him when I heard that story. I prayed for him because that is something completely baffling. And it'll never be able to make sense to him, I doubt, as he grows up and he tries to figure it out. When I travel, because I'm prone to pneumonia and bronchitis, I always carry my nebulizer machine and albuterol and tussin DM. Very good idea. So so I have a nebulizer as well because I'm prone to pneumonia as well. That's so weird. I am prone to pneumonia as well. And so that's one of the reasons so I shouldn't say I didn't need to get vaccinated. I'm prone to pneumonia. I've had it 3 times and I've never even smoked a day in my life. I did live in a household of insane smokers. My mother smoked, my dad didn't really smoke in the house, but my mother smoked like a maniac. My aunt, who lived with us all of my life, was an intellectually disabled lady, but raised me. I mean, she was the main caregiver of us, of my little sister and I. Our mother worked, and father, of course. So, and then older sisters, it cost my oldest sister her life, just like it did my mom. Smoking did cost those 2 ladies their lives. And they were not pretty. And then my next to the younger, well, anyway, so we had a lot of smokers. So I have damage because of that. So I have never thought about taking my nebulizer with me anywhere, but it's probably a very good idea if I'm going to be gone for any length of time. Ex-husband's house while in Wisconsin, and we don't dare speak of. I understand that. So I have family members that are vehemently, that's what happens. So I'm going to say my thought on this subject. I voted for him the first time around. I did. I felt like something had to happen different. Really. I really did. It is my fervent prayer that he does not run this time. We do not need one more lightning rod 4 years in this country. And it terrifies me, and that's my honest to God's truth. We have to find a way to bring in, by the way, why are the only people running for president or, that are getting elected or nominated from their respective parties in their late 70s and early 80s? Is there nobody under 75 really that we would want to see as president? I'm just saying. And my little sister and I, because she is, she's a conservative. Everybody in our family is, except for Richard and I. And like I said, though, we're both Richard's very in the middle too. We're not ideologues. My mother was a complete, and my father, they were the old 1970s Democrat. That's a different party, as is the Republican Party. If I could register as an independent in Oregon, I would be registered as an independent, but I cannot register as an independent. You have to choose a party. And there's one party platform on one side that I just cannot abide by. So I just don't. So I have to register. I have to register as I do. So let me see what so it's disturbing and it makes me sad. And there have been many, Okay, thank you, Crafty Traveler. All right, we'll chat about what we can do. And I know I was helped to get monetized, which monetization was not the big deal, because unless you got a big channel, it's really not. It's not a moneymaker, and that's fine. That's not why I did it. I did it as a challenge to myself. A challenge to myself that I could do it. Voting is one of our most precious things. Absolutely. I remember going with my parents to the grade school that's just right down the street from me, half a block where I went to school, and standing in line with them when I was a little girl while they stood there to vote. And I couldn't wait to vote when I turned 18. So it is. And it's also interesting, and someone actually mentioned this the other day to me. What's interesting is that never historically have we ever talked about how we're registered or who we're voting for, nor does anybody say, by the way, who are you voting for? And if you're voting for this person or that person, we're done. It just wasn't discussed. Lee, I can't watch that stuff. I know it happens every minute, every day, all around the world, but I can't eat it for dinner. Yep. Okay, we'll deal with that. John Chalker. Hello, my friends. This is John Trucker, Waterbury, Connecticut. Nice to see you. How are you feeling today? Happy Sunday and blessed afternoon. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling very good today. I had a good day yesterday, had a good day today, and that's why I'm on here today. Otherwise, if I was having a bad day, it would, it would not, I probably wouldn't be here. So if you are let's take a little break from this discussion. If you are a content creator, could you put a CC in the comment section, please? That way we know who are content creators and we can go support each other. That's how so first of all, let me back up the truck here for just a second to Crafty Traveler. So Crafty Traveler, how I did this, granted I'm 1,405 now, and I can tell you that I have made friends with everyone, one person at a time. One person at a time, shaking their hand, watching their. So I would go to certain channels. I would go to channels, live streams. I would see people. We all identified who was a content creator, and then we would go and we would subscribe to them, watch their videos, give them a chance. See if their content's something you're interested in. Or guess what? I have a couple channels, I'd say under 10, that we don't really have anything in common other than we support each other. And once in a while we watch each other's videos. I am not a gamer. My son is. I am not a gamer, but I support a couple of gamer channels, and they support me. So what I would do, I would go leave I would write a message in there, say, hey, John Doe sent me to your channel. Here I am, watched your video. I really liked how you shared the information, and your editing was fun. Hope to see you around. And then I always sign my name Lucretia, because it's not a common name. Anyways, that's just me. It's not a common name. It's once I started signing that everywhere I went, and people started to kind of recognize it. And that 1,405 or 1,404 people is exactly how I did it. 1,404 people at a time. Yeah, don't forget the 1 in there. Is it? Okay. Listen, everyone, too many Indians and not enough chiefs will always be a never-ending vicious cycle. So what can we do? Keep your faith and live your life now. 110%. So that is one of the reasons I started prepping, is that I'm a doer, okay? I can't change Congress. I can't change the presidency. I can't change anything except to do with me. I have no control. I mean, I have some weight, if you will, in the world, my immediate world, but I can't fix or change anybody because I've tried and I've failed dozens of times. And so I learned that. And so when this all started happening, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not cut out to be a victim, to just sit here and do nothing and let the road be paved over the top of me. I don't think so. And so I started, I don't know how, it's kind of like how I got connected with Bob Wells and decided I want to be on the road. The same thing kind of happened with the prepping world. I have always had an interest in gardening, and it really started there, learning how to do certain things. So I saw all these different, there's so many different kinds of preppers in the world, you know, and there's just so many. And there's a couple that I have to be really careful with and only watch occasionally. And I caught one in a stone cold lie. Because you know how I know it was a lie? Because I looked up the information. I looked it up from the document it's written on. So someone said, and I'm not going to say their name because there's no reason to trash them, but what was said is that Missouri, pretty sure it was Missouri or Tennessee, one of those two states, but they were wrong about it. So I just wish I could remember the name of the state. I think it was Missouri. If you, let's say you sleep in your car on the streets in public state-owned property, you will have a felony against you. That's incorrect. So what it is it is potentially, it isn't even happening yet, it's potentially a misdemeanor. What they're trying to do is get people to move into areas where they're managed, where it's managed, so they can help them get the help they need for housing, if that's in fact what they want. Okay, so if you're, you know, traveling full time, that's not for you. Like when I really thought from the beginning I was going to be a full-time RVer, I did. I sold my only vehicle in part to buy this. I really did. I've never admitted that. This is the first time I have a vehicle that I use, but it's not mine because I jumped the gun. And so, anyways, it took every bit of my self-control to not go there the next day and be an a-hole on his channel and say, by the way, that's not accurate, because I read it from the actual bill itself, not secondhand information. So that's what I do with important stuff. One of the ways that I can help fix or help deal with these problems is know what the facts are. Oh, and I need to go back. I want to go back and look at the CCs. And so it's bad enough. Some of the real things going on are bad enough. We don't need any help. We don't need additional information that's, by the way, inaccurate and completely misleading. Now, there is one state that it is a felony. It can be a felony, but it's very rarely inflicted as a felony. And I don't remember, I really don't remember which state it is. It's either Tennessee or Missouri. I think it's Tennessee that it's a felony, and potentially in Missouri a misdemeanor. Or it's flipped. It's one of the two, but I'm fairly certain Missouri. So, yeah, it is a choice. And while I totally support it, and I'm not afraid, I don't believe I got anything put in my arm. I don't believe that Bill Gates is in control of me. Okay, I really don't, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. So But that doesn't mean I don't think twice about things either. I do what I can live with. So I learned one of the philosophies that I had to learn to live with is what I go to sleep with. Can I live with? Can I sleep with the decisions I make during the day? Okay, can I go put my head on my pillow and say I did the best I could do that day, and I am, just happy to be alive and able to make those decisions and live someplace where I can make those decisions. But there are people who are driven by fear, and I understand that too. And if I really didn't want to, Kayla, I would not have gotten it if I didn't want to. And yesterday morning, I felt like I was getting drunk in my trunk, change of climate from Arizona. I bet. Just the humidity. I imagine there's a lot more humidity in Wisconsin than Arizona. I never had asthma or anything as a kid. I have seasonal asthma now, but I didn't have it then. But I did have a lot of sore throats. I had a lot of tonsillitis, a lot. I have like holes all over my tonsils. You've had your pneumonia twice. Husband got over about a week of the C, but was amazing, got through it without going to the hospital or taking. Good for you guys. I'm so happy. I mean, seriously happy, Victoria, because I do know that there are very healthy people who got it. Ironically, my son, my nephew, his wife, and a friend of theirs that all live on this ranch. Although my son lives here, but our RV is out there, so that's where he stays. It's a ranch he's helping develop into something fun and interesting. They all got COVID last December. I think it was right before, like a few weeks. 2 weeks he had to stay out there. I was either looking at having surgery or Richard or whatever. You cannot have COVID and get a surgery. And so, but what I find ironic is these young, fairly healthy people all got it. Guess who did not get it? Mama or Papa? I'm 60, he's 63. We did not get it. Political topic. I hope DeSantis Trump run. But again, too many chefs, not enough Indians. Apologies didn't come out correct. I just don't know. I have, like I said, I think there's a lightning rod. The only reason, the main reason I say that is I have fears for these people, to be honest with you. I'm surprised. I have real fears, one of my issues. But the other one is I think it was Ron DeSantis. So my son-in-law, who is not a conservative, he was watching the September 6th thing happen just a couple days ago. And he said he could not believe that the Republican Party had not put up this particular guy as a nominee, because he said he's young, he's extremely articulate, he's attractive, he is able to handle the situation going on there. I haven't watched a single day of it. I have no interest in it. I'm not going to give my energy to things that are intentionally energy draining, that I don't believe anything's going to come up to start with. I didn't agree with breaking into that building, trying to break into I didn't. I'm a conservative, and I did not believe for 1 second anybody had a right to break that window out and try to crawl through, or bust windows, or break down doors. No, that is our Congress, and it did not deserve a war on its floors. That's for me. Now, if somebody else thinks that's okay, it's, that's their thing. I don't demonize anybody for that. And I know, unfortunately, people have been. Where did we go? So I was really surprised that Josh came and told me. I was in bed and he knocked on my door and he's like, Lucretia, I just have to say, I'm surprised. All right, so I want to take notice of these, of all that are content creators. Kaylee needs to be. Camp goer, let me start from the bottom here. Kaylee, I've always thought you should be a creator, and you can do, there's a way you could do it without having to be on video. And I know there's people who don't want to be on video. So we've got Camp Goer 1. Mama's heart is full. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. I need to make sure that I get your channel down. If you're a content creator, I don't know, was your, okay, it is. So, and people, here's what I hate is people steal my pins and then I'm stuck writing with something like this. I think we're friends, but I want to make sure Mama's heart is full. So this is how I did it. I write the person's name down and then I go to their channel. I watch their videos, sign up, and then see how it goes. So we've got Camp Goer 1, Linda, Mama's heart is full. Victoria is a CC as well, correct, Vicki? She just needs her hours. All right, so is there anybody here? I'm gonna actually go ahead and it's been a while, I think, since I watched your videos, Vicki, but I am going to go into YouTube and I'm going to watch your videos. Victoria May. Yours comes right up for me, right off the bat. All right, so I'm going to watch your videos. That's something else that was done for me is that people watch my videos. So that's how we help each other. Ideally, is we watch each other's videos. We comment, we leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. I've even said, if you really didn't like it, leave a thumbs down, but tell me why you didn't like it. What did I do wrong? I especially want to know what I did wrong. Crafty Traveler. So, you know what, Bernie? I was appalled that it was made illegal. And here's the reason. I think that the justices did it in a cowardly way. It created chaos in a way that wasn't necessary. So what I support personally, I support if you need it because of a medical reason, absolutely. I believe the 10-year-old girl who was raped and her state was going to make her have a baby was absolutely, it would have been inhumane. It would have damaged her body. It would have been emotionally damaging. I don't know that she would have survived it mentally. I have to say, I just don't. That's personal opinion, and we get to have that conversation, and so I don't agree with simply up to the moment of potential birth. That's what I disagree with. If I'm 9 months pregnant, because I know how they have to do that procedure, and it harms that baby, and that is a human baby, but it's very much a human baby. And we prosecute people who, let's say you were pregnant and I was drunk driver and I hit you and you lost your baby. In many states, I get prosecuted for murder or for, I don't know if it's murder, it might be manslaughter and murder. And there's a reason for that. They know that that's a human life there. And so that's the reason I support it for women up to a certain amount of weeks. I think it's 10 weeks, 8 weeks. I can't so before the point of viability, if there has to be a procedure. And I also support birth control, including the morning after pill. So, but I understand there's people who just morally do not. I'm not sure why they don't support the morning after pill, but I don't have that amount of time in my life to figure them out. So Crafty Traveler, we've got you as a CC. Just going to go up a little further. By the way, Victoria is, if you don't already know that, guys, Victoria is a creator, content creator. And so, let me make sure, Mom. Thank you, Kaylee, very much. This is exactly why I just, you know, you're one of the people who just rocks. And thank you for putting Alinda's up there as well. So Crafty Traveler, maybe here's one of the things that I do offer people that I've done many of, and I have some more I have some interviews coming up, and they're not all RV people. So I think most of you know me from the RV community. A few might not. I originally entered the world of YouTube via the RV community. And I remember watching the video, but I don't remember if this was, let's see, like quarter moderate creator and training, fun seeker party cracker. Amen. And oh yes, we still have RV. Yes, ma'am, we do. And I've got something interesting coming up about that. We're actually supposed to go. I've got a schedule to go for 4 days to it's a campground. It's very small. It's 8 sites. And what it is there is like a mill northwest of here. And they have somewhere near them, part of their property is designated, and they made it into a campground, to this very small campground. Doesn't cost a dime, and you do have to call and register with them. And so that's what I did, and it's like sometime in later August. And so we still have a couple things to finish, but it'll be fine. We'll be able to go. Yes, thank you, Kaylee. It's parked at the ranch where my nephew manages a 280-acre ranch. It used to be a 2,000-acre ranch, but it's 280-acre ranch. Just 15, literally, it's as a crow flies kind of northeast of me. I can actually see the mountain where the ranch sits on in the Coburg Hills. And it's my son, Richard, my son. He is together. They're going to be developing that into some fun stuff out there. Cowboy campouts. It used to be a working ranch for trail rides, campouts, and then unfortunately, the owners were out of state, and people who were living and working up there were making methamphetamine and were doing all kinds of bad things. And so it was closed down for years. And so my nephew got in, that, you know, it's his story. It's kind of an interest. I did interview him and his wife, but anyways, it's parked out there because there was covering for it and in the barn. And so he has put one coat of the paint on it. It needs the other coat, and then the solar can go back on top. However, so my nephew is also working part-time with this solar company. It is the biggest supplier of solar to Indiana. And if you're RVer, you know what that means. They're local in Eugene, called Grape Solar. And I'm going to be interviewing my nephew sometime this week or next week about that. So anyway, so they've put in to have a booth at Quartzsite in January at the big tent. If they get a spot, he's going to be taking my RV down to Quartzsite. But as a perk, they're going to do a complete overhaul of the of all of the solar, of all this brand new solar stuff, as a perk for letting me for using the RV to go down to Quartzsite. Now, that means it's unlikely we'll be going to Quartzsite again this year. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to get to go to Quartzsite because they did not get in their reservation in time, and that's just likely. So anyways, the floors are almost done. There's still just a couple of boards that need to be put down. The painting still needs to be done inside, but we can go anywhere with that. I mean, the painting is fine. I just really wanted that new colors, the new colors. Ilse finally said something relevant. She wants to know why the police allowed the rioters to freely enter. Wants to know why Pelosi didn't call the National Guard. Okay, I'll just, since I'm trying to keep it classy for the most part. Hopefully she'll learn the lesson on all of the let's get rid of police. Although that wasn't the issue there. I do know that I did read the men who were Vice President Pence's bodyguards called their families and said goodbye because they did not believe they would come out alive. And nor would Mike. That's a problem. I don't care whether I like our president or not. I do not like this current president. I just don't. I just don't. And it's not that I don't like him. Let me rephrase that. I don't like this man's policies. Most 99 and 9/10 of them. I don't care for them. But do I want someone to kill him? Hell no. I mean, seriously? There are people who want these, because they don't like these people, they want to kill them. As a matter of fact, there was a candidate for some office. A man went up on stage just a couple days ago, drunk. He was the guy was speaking at an ODFF, and went up on stage and had a blade. I saw the blade, and he was gonna do damage to him. And he's trying to blame it on being drunk. I've been drunk, and guess what? The only people I attacked, and I did attack a couple people in those drunken states, blacked out or not, you don't get to say, oh, I was in a blackout. I'm so sorry. I don't get to have, I should not have a consequence. It don't work like that, son. So your head, okay, Land Cloud Adventures live. All right, so that's probably a good point in time. You are welcome, Victoria. You're welcome. Let's just see if I can't check all of 2 years. Wow, it still does not seem that way. James, thank you for coming. I'm very glad you're here. We're going to be signing off and going over to Land Cloud Adventures. I think I hit all of my topics. We have saved the world. Some of us have differences of opinions, and guess what? We are still friends. There's just no need for people to be at each other's throats over these things. So I really appreciate everybody coming, and check out the new person that came through. Mama's Heart is Full, as well as let me go back here. Crafty Traveler. Crafty Traveler and Mama's Heart is Full. I want to be sure. I know I'm pretty sure I'm friends with Crafty Traveler, but I just want to double check. And I appreciate you all so much. And I appreciate that you come here and you listen to me and you watch my videos. And I've got a couple of things coming out soon. Thank you for dropping Grape Solar. And if somebody could get the live for Land Cloud Adventures, I would appreciate it. Yes, I am not crafty. I'm not crafty. I'm not. I have no original thoughts, no original ideas. Yes, Brene, thank you so much. You have a great night, and we should see you over at Land Cloud Adventures. So I think we're going to be heading out to Land Cloud Adventures, Victoria, and I see Kaylee drop the link. Very much appreciated. And Kaylee, I will try to get that, or I will get you another. I'm gonna cut and paste. Maybe it's just too long. I don't know, but I'm concerned. Let's just say I'm concerned. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. And be safe, stay healthy, and have a fun summer. Bye-bye.